Get ready, get set, because it's
time to go with the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. With your host with the most, the man voted most likely to smoke out with a Yeti, Mr. Brian Brown. Mr. Brian Brown. Now sit back and relax, because it's time to go live across the world. Because it's 420 Somewhere.
Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing out there on this Weed Wednesday? That's right. Get all these buttons in gear. What's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing on this Weed Wednesday? I'm doing good, except for it looks like I do not have access today to any of the comments. So I don't even know if there's anyone on here. I don't know what's going on. They updated my software last night, and it looks like the comments are disabled. So I'm just going to assume we have a house full of people and everything's good. Good morning, good morning. It's 7:10, guys. Smoke them if you got them. I'm getting into my everyday dabs, guys. The shatter. I got my little Wooka Leaf Buddy going, and that's what I'm getting into this morning, guys. Super convenient, easy way. I'm not much of a dabber, but in the morning it seems like it kicks it in nice and good. Man, no comments are throwing me off. Yep, definitely. All right, guys. Hey, so we got, I got to put it on YouTube, but we got the final brackets. We're opening it all up, guys. Oh, man, there's so much. I did so much work last night. We got a hype video now for the November to Dismember tournament, guys. This is so cool. We finished all the brackets. And if it's your first time watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to tell you what this November to Dismember is all about, guys. We are doing a horror icon tournament. We're matching up the best of the best. We're matching up Freddy versus Pinhead, Jason, Michael Myers. They're all in there, guys. And they're doing a tournament to crown one true horror icon king. Who's it going to be? It could be anybody, guys. Put together a little hype video for us. It's going to show you some of the new matchups, and then we'll get into that right after this, guys. Hopefully, I used the song. Hopefully, we don't get booted, but we will see. All right, guys. Actually, I'm going to pull this up and make sure that we are even live. Yep, we're live and doing good. A bunch of people on there according to YouTube. All right, guys, so I'm going to jump into this right now. I just want to make sure we're not going to get kicked off. All right, here we go, guys. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good one.
Yeah. I said you on fire with gas and a lighter. You'll scream when I say I'll kill you that way. Sydney, my knife in the dark will reach to your heart. I'm Ghostface, and I'll kill you that way. When you die, ain't nothing but a dream stay. When you die, ain't nothing like an
goddamn hillbilly. Enough of that backwoods bullshit. Jason, Michael, bring it back, bitch.
No matter the distance, I want you to know that I can guarantee. I say you on fire with gas and a lighter. I say just wanna kill you. Ain't nothing but a dream stay.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. How you guys like that? We are hyping up November to Dismember, guys. We got the new ones that just dropped. Oh, we're getting into this, guys. What do you guys think of that? That was pretty awesome. Spent most of the night editing that up and getting into it, guys. So, all right. We're going to get into some quick matchups here, guys, before we get too deep into this 7-10. All right, so up first, guys, in the new one, we got the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers versus Regan from Exorcist. That's a good one. I think that's a really good matchup. Another one I was surprised on, The Ring versus Species. Very, very cool. Does Species watch the tape? We don't know. All right. Next one I really like, too, is Mama versus Annabelle. Very, very cool matchup. Some of these I've never even dreamed of, guys. Up next, we got The Hills Have Eyes. That gentleman in particular, I forget what his name is, but up against My Bloody Valentine. That's another good one, man. Now we're going old school classic, guys. We got Frankenstein's Monster, which will please everyone that I titled it Frankenstein's Monster, versus Mr. Hyde. That's a really cool matchup. And up last but not least on this one is The Mummy versus the Babadook. That's a good one. That's a really good one. All right. So now let's kind of look at the brackets here, guys. All right, as you can see, so these are the first rounds of the monster side, guys. So this is the supernatural side. So that's where we're at right now. And then we are now introducing on the other side this tournament. And of course, I can't see nothing. So I'm going to... give me 1 second, guys. Let me edit properties. Oh, let's see. Here we go. When in doubt, use the... All right, so in the this is cool. I still got to make the graphics, though, guys. But in the non-paranormal side, the non-supernatural, you got Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs versus Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. And then you got Norman Bates from Psycho versus Frank Zitto from Maniac. Or Manic. Yeah, Manic. Sorry, guys. We got Jigsaw versus Hannibal Lecter. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Then we got the Gemini Killer. That's going to be from The Exorcist 3 versus Jerry Danridge. And I want to say from Fright Night. Then you got Jack from The Shining, guys. That's a good one. Versus the Blind Man from Don't Breathe. And then, of course, we got Max Cade from Cape Fear, good old Robert De Niro, versus Mommy and Daddy from the People Under the Stairs. I think that's really, really cool. And then we got, last but not least, guys, the last matchup, we got John Doe from Seven versus Martin Burney from Sleeping with the Enemy. I don't think that's very fair, but let me get it back up on here, guys. But it is what it is, guys. So those are your unsupernatural matchup. I'm gonna, as soon as we get done with this, I will post up all the voting, so that you'll be able to get it all week. We'll clear that up, and then we'll move into round 2. And then it's going to be a supernatural versus a non-supernatural in the finals, guys. And we will see who is going to be the king and who's going to win this awesome good guy Chucky doll. What do you guys know about that? I'm just happy the song made it all the way through. And you're also going to get a Chucky, the actor that played his autograph, and the actor that played Andy's autograph as well, guys. So we got that, man. That's really, really cool. Got that all cooking. Oh, shoot. Let me grab something real quick. Hang on, guys. I forgot we're starting the 12 days of giveaways for the holidays, guys. And I think what we'll do is we're going to start the Advent calendar. We'll start this sucker right now. Do I got a handy dandy knife? I sure do. So we'll do in the morning, we're going to do the Star Wars. I said Marvel yesterday. It's actually Star Wars. And then we'll do the Harry Potter Advent calendar on It's 420. And we're going to do 2 of these a day. And as I unbox them, we are going to, so you guys can all check it out. Check out. So we got 24 of these. There's some art exclusives. These are Funko Minis, guys. And what we're going to do is at the end of it, we're going to give the whole set away to somebody. One lucky person is going to get the whole Advent set, guys. All the Funko Pops. You're going to get, we're going to do 2 separate giveaways. One will be the Star Wars. One will be the Harry Potter. And oh, man, these things are fire. All right, guys. So the question of the day, how does the 12 days of giveaways for the holidays work, guys? I'm going to ask you a question. It's subjective. You can answer it as many times as you want, as many different answers as you want. There is no wrong answer. So what you're going to do is you're going to blow up the comments here, join us on 410, blow up those comments, and then tomorrow on It's 420 podcast, we start at 410, we're going to announce the winner from the previous day. So today at 420, it's kind of a freebie. And then tomorrow we'll start announcing the winners. Okay, so number 1, guys, on the Advent calendar, the Star Wars. And we're going to do 2 a day, guys. All right, the first one, we got a classic. We got R2-D2 with reindeer antlers on. How cool is that? That's really cool. All right, question of the day, guys, to get you entered to win. And we're also doing daily giveaways. We're going to be doing stockings, guys. I'm not stalking you, but no, we're going to be doing daily Dank stockings full of swag and different stuff. So that's what we're doing for the 12 days of giveaways for the holidays, guys. That's right. All right, question of the day is, what was your favorite Christmas toy that you received, a Christmas gift as a child? What was that one memory that you go back and you're like, oh man, that was great. That was so great. And that's actually what we're going to be getting into today, guys. We'll be getting into, is this a Darth Maul? These are cool. This is a Darth Maul, I believe, snowman. And they used carrots for his horns. That's actually kind of cool. We'll have to make sure that's what that is. But look at that. That's actually really cool. I like these. These are pretty fire. Nice. Different. Definitely different. So what was your favorite toy? Actually, I got my Apple Snapple in the house. Star Wars sucks. Apple Snapple. The one comment I see is Star Wars sucks. What? We actually, we've been watching a lot of Young Sheldon, getting caught up. I was one that I just kind of watched here and there, but we actually been binging the whole seasons. And that comes up, the whole Star Wars, Star Trek countdown or rivalry. Big shout out to everyone who's in here. I'm on my phone since the comments aren't on. Oh man, we got a ton of people up in here. Lonnie, Apple Snapple, Anthony in the house, Teresa Deller. We got Mike. What's up, buddy? Matt Workman in the house. Whoop whoop. We got we got Chantel. We got a bunch of you guys up in here. Big shout out to everyone, man. And this thing's growing. All right, so. That's what we're getting into, guys. So the morning you got Star Wars. Sorry, Apple Snapple, but at 4:20 we got Harry Potter. A little different. All right. So the question of the day. Blow up those comments. What was your favorite Christmas toy gift you received as a child that you just like? That was the one over the moon. It was your Red Ryder BB gun, if you will. We're gonna get in a couple. Mine, looking back. I remember specifically one Christmas where I was really into monster trucks. It was the Monster Crush phase. Bigfoot. Gravedigger really wasn't a thing yet, but they had these toys that were bigger than normal, like Matchbox. They were the big monster trucks. And my parents had got me Bigfoot and a couple other trucks, and then they got me the car crushing play set where you go over the cars and they were plastic and you would just put them back in the mold and put the cars and you would crush them, and there was a tractor pull. There was a whole thing. But that was one of my favorite memories. And G.I. Joes, of course. I was a big G.I. Joe. And let's not forget, the big one for me, guys, was the LJN wrestling figures, the big rubber ones. I love those things so much, man. Between those, G.I. Joes, and a couple other items, oh man. And I got a chemistry set one year for Christmas, which was a big one. Yeah, Apple Snapple just broke my heart. Oh, I love the comments back and forth. That's why I'm bummed I couldn't see them, man. I had to pull up the phone. Thank goodness we have modern technology. You don't hear me say that often. All right, guys, we are going to get into the top Christmas gifts of the 80s for children. Some of these surprised me, but then if you remember the craze around them, it shouldn't be a surprise. Some of these, man, I remember a couple of these on here were my first experience of people rioting and trying to get gifts from other people. You know, shortages, that kind of thing. So we're going to get into it right now, guys. All right. Let's get rid of that real quick. All right. Up first, guys, is who remembers the Rubik's Cube and the craze around it? Man, it was, I remember my cousin who was a little older than me. I was probably just a little too young to really embrace the Rubik's Cube when it first came out. But I remember it was the craze, man. Everybody was trying to solve that. One gentleman happened to do it like really quick and was featured on the news, and then that took over. And man, yeah, the craze around the Rubik's Cube was huge. Not so much for me. Not something I really got into. But man, I remember taking the tape off and making it match just so I could be like, look, I did it. But you could always tell. All right, up next, guys, is something I did have a lot of. Smurfs. Who remembers the Smurfs? They're just Smurf-tastic. That's right. Hey, back to retro. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hate the cube. Always peeled the stickers. Yes, back to retro. Exactly. Smurf. So I had a pretty good Smurf collection. It was Smurfing tastic, as I said before. I even had the case, and I think I still do somewhere. It was like a Smurf case, and they had individual slots for each of your Smurfs. And I remember I had them set up in my room, displayed and everything. Oh man, pretty cool. All right. Up next, guys, something my daughter was into, but the next generation. I remember, though, the craze, My Little Pony. Who remembers the craze on these? Man, I remember it going like wildfire. That, who remembers at the same time the Care Bears and, what was it? Sorry, guys. got sidetracked there. The Care Bears and My Little Pony. Oh man, I had a brain fart this morning. Yeah, so that like those two were huge at the time. Oh man, I remember Care Bears just blowing up. You know, it's funny is I don't know if you guys watch What Made Us is a documentary on Netflix where they talk about like the toys that made us, the movies that made us, and they go back in like the 80s and early 90s and talk about all that. And uh, they talk a lot about like those crazes, and I remember the Care Bear craze, and they actually made these. So He-Man, GI Joe, Care Bears, My Little Pony. These are cartoons that were made to sell toys. Like they had the toy line, and for advertising, they just made these cartoons. And there's some sketchy stuff behind it too, but super interesting that they did that. Great marketing idea if you really think about it. I remember many a days watching GI Joe and He-Man, and and the interesting fact too is you guys remember at the end of each of those episodes they would have like a special message. So like GI Joe would be like. Gung Ho. If you guys remember who Gung Ho was in G.I. Joe, would walk up, or Snake Eyes, we'll say Snake Eyes, walks up and is like, hey, you guys, oh, he doesn't talk, so it's Gung Ho. Hey, you guys shouldn't be picking on that kid. What? We didn't know, Snake Eyes. Well, now you know, and knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. You guys remember that? And He-Man had the same thing. So interesting fact, for it to be made into a cartoon and be broadcasted to kids the way it was, they had to put that in there legally. So it was kind of like an informational type of thing, and that's how they got away with the selling of the toys. Really cool, really great documentary if you guys ever want to check it out. All right, up next, guys, is what do we got? We got the Cabbage Patch Kids. Who remembers Cabbage Patch Kids? Man. And Garbage Pail Kids. That's a good one. Lonnie pointed that out, I think. No, it was Mike. Garbage Pail Kids for stocking stuffers. Oh, you guys are getting all in the Garbage Pail Kids. Nice. So Cabbage Patch Kids. Remember that craze? I remember the Garbage Pail Kids craze too. I remember, man, this was the first time that as a kid I had witnessed, like on TV and stuff, people going crazy for these, man. I remember they were fist fighting. It was like the first time anyone had ever done that. And yeah, I remember and they were like $50 a pop or something back then, which was a lot of money. Yeah, the Cabbage Patch craze, guys. I had one. Justin was his name. I even remember. He was an exchange Cabbage Patch Kid. He was from Russia. He had now we know where the Putin mask videos come from. Yeah, his name was Justin. He came with like a little fur hat. I remember, and I liked it because they had birth certificates, which were kind of cool. Added like a little authenticness to it. Very, very cool. All right, up next, guys. What else do we got? We got more than meets the eyes. We got the Transformers. Now, I don't remember really being in. Sorry, guys, that's scratching my head here. That's the one bummer about headsets. All right, sorry, guys. Probably just got a bunch of noise. Anyway, I wasn't super into Transformers. I think like most kids, I went through a quick phase of it, but it was the transforming part I didn't like. It seemed like a lot of work, and the original OG ones weren't put together very like to make you be able to put it together real quickly. So like once I got it put in to like the car or the truck or whatever it was, I didn't really want to take it back out and turn him into a robot. It's a lot of work. But I did really like, I don't think I ever had it though. There was two Transformers that I thought was the coolest toys. It was Sound Scream, which was the radio. It looked like a Walkman, and it even had little tapes that went in. And then the other one was the gun. The gun was really cool. Yeah, you can't beat that, man. Those were like, I think every kid's wanted those, and those were kind of hard to talk your parents into getting. All right, up next, guys, is one that I totally remember, Teddy Rockspin. Oh, how do you get one of these Daily Dank shirts? Oh, you know what? I will hook you up back to retro. You can also check out the dailydank.com, but I definitely will hook you up, my friend, my brother. Hey, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, Back to Retro has an awesome, awesome show. Does a bunch of unboxings, a bunch of classic movie reviews, retro. Very, very entertaining, guys. Also, our very own Apple Snapple, guys. Don't forget to check out her channel. A lot of 420 content, very cool. Now, who wasn't into 420 content was Teddy Rockspin, or maybe he was. He hung out with a creepy caterpillar, so who knows? Maybe he was puffing up on it. But Teddy Rockspin, guys, first of its kind. It was like a cassette player that was in a teddy bear, and it would talk to you. It would read stories. I never had one. I was, I think it was the age where like I was getting out of stuffed animals and Soundwave and Megatron. Yes, exactly. Back to retro. Those were the two. Those were the two big ones. What are we getting into on this one? Oh, Teddy Rockspin. Yeah, I think it was that age for me where it was. I was getting out of stuffed animals. I was getting a little too old, but man, the idea behind it, and it was a craze too. Now, this next one, guys, I'm going to ask you not to hate me. If Snapple Apple is still in the house, don't bash me, Snapple Apple, please. I was a little spoiled as a child. I was an only child, so I didn't have a lot of competition. And one thing I did have that not a lot of kids had, and I got a lot of use out of it, guys, and a lot of hate, is I had the USS Flag. That's right, guys. G.I. Joe. I was a huge G.I. Joe fanatic. And I was a spoiled child that did get the USS Flag, guys. But I played with it so much. My dad built it, and he put it on a big sheet of plywood so we could move it around. And we had it in the backyard under like an awning. And oh my God, the battles that I had on that thing. And I remember I had a jacuzzi. We had a hot tub. God, it doesn't get any better. I'm just we had a jacuzzi that was next, in the backyard. So I would jump in the summertime, like basically swim in there, have fun in the water, jump over, play with the USS Flag with all my figures and stuff, and then take them over into the jacuzzi and play with the submarines and the boats and the ships, and then jump back and forth. Spent a lot of time doing that, man. That was great, great memories, man. That was one of probably some of my fondest memories is in that backyard over on River Gardens in Bullhead City. Oh, man. We had a big block wall, so we had plenty of privacy. Man, the hours I spent in that backyard is unreal. We talked a little bit about it. I was a super baseball fanatic. Loved baseball. Ate, breathed, and slept baseball, man. Oh, God. And I'd get a tennis ball, and I would throw it up against the wall, and I would practice my ground balls. And then we eventually got one of those nets that you throw, and it comes back to you. But, oh, man, so many hours in that backyard playing. Good times, guys. Yep, spoiled, BB. Oh, Teresa Deller telling it like it is. Oh, man. All right, yeah, so I was spoiled, guys, but, man, goddamn, that was some great memories. Oh, great, great memories. All right, up next, guys, is one I didn't expect to see on here, Jenga. Who doesn't love a good game of Jenga? But that's not something I really think of a big Christmas gift. But definitely cool. I've spent a lot of hours playing me some Jenga. Who remembers the Cush Ball craze? Crazy, crazy. Yeah, I remember 6th grade, 7th grade, playing a lot of cush ball, hanging outside, waiting to go into class. Now, the big one for a lot of guys in 1989, a lot of you guys, was the Game Boy. Who remembers when this thing came out with its weird graphics, but it was cutting edge and we all loved it. Super, super cool. I never had an OG Game Boy. I ended up getting my kids the reboot when they were little. But yeah, I ended up, my parents were, you know what, I was spoiled to a degree. But my parents weren't big, especially at that age, on the video game thing. So if I wanted a video game, like I bought my first Nintendo myself. I got lucky. I worked a full-time job when I was like 14, washing cars at Hills Brothers car lot. So I was like a 13, 14-year-old who was getting paid minimum wage and working a 40-hour work week, washing cars Monday through Friday. Roll into the baseball card shop with a big old fat stack of cash. And so I ended up buying my own Nintendo and the video game. So I didn't get a Game Boy. And it wasn't because they had anything against it. It just was different priorities. I don't think at that age my Game Boy was what I really wanted. I wanted other stuff. The big LJN wrestling figures, guys. That's what I wanted. Yeah, Tetris on the Game Boy, back to retro, was pretty fire. That was the one. All right, up next, guys. Last but not least, this is more of an honorable mention that didn't make their list. He-Man. Who forgot about He-Man and Castle Grayskull? I also had Castle Grayskull, guys. And I also had the Snake Mountain. And you know what I had that was really cool? Was it was like a claw that came up and it trapped the guy, and there was a big skull, and you put slime in it, and you poured the slime, and the guy would get slime. I believe that was the Horde. After Skeletor, he had a new villain called the Horde, and they would go up against He-Man. Does that mean we're all BBs? Oh, you guys in your comments, man. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and then what else? Honorable mentions, the LJN wrestling figures, guys. I had the ring. I remember getting into that. I remember buying the Iron Sheik just randomly. Not really into wrestling that much. Just, oh, it's an action figure. And then someone telling me I need to get Hulk Hogan next. And then I did, and then I caught wrestling. And oh, man, it was like wildfire. But I had the ring, and I remember it was a wrestling Christmas, kind of. I got so much wrestling action figures, but they split them. They did some of the Remco AWA figures. I don't know if you guys remember those. Those were pretty cool. They were He-Man size. So what I would do is I would take my He-Man figures and turn them into like tag teams. So you would have like Man-at-Arms and Skeletor or whoever taking on the Road Warriors. Slime Mountain, yes. I had the whole He-Man set, almost every figure too. Nice, back to retro. Yeah, I had a lot. I made the mistake on Slime Mountain. I put Moss Man. Who remembers Moss Man? I accidentally, not thinking as a kid, I put Moss Man. He got slimed, and it was almost impossible to get the slime out from him. All right, guys, I've monopolized enough of your time. Man, we're going on 40 minutes. What's going on? This was a good one, guys. This was a great one. Super happy. Super excited to start my day now. I appreciate starting with you guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you tune in to It's 420. You're going to get another chance to enter to win everything, guys. Make sure you check us out. We're going to be doing the Harry Potter advent calendar. We're going to be unboxing those too. And remember the question of the day. What was your favorite Christmas gift as a kid, Christmas toy? Blow up those comments. Every time you do, you're going to get entered to win some awesome swag. That's right, guys, a stocking. And then we're going to do the Funko Pops giveaways, a whole set, guys. You're going to get 24 mini Funko Pops, Star Wars and then Harry Potter. Oh, man. Very, very cool. All right, guys, so make sure you're blowing up those comments. I will see you at 420, and I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are awesome. All right, we'll see you guys.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com.
Check out our merchandise and amazing content.
And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you